the simple rule that reveals if your money is actually growing. The illusion most savers don't see. Imagine this. You're doing everything you were told to do with money. You save consistently. You avoid unnecessary spending. You move money into your savings account every month. Over time, your balance slowly increases. Each time you open your banking app, the number is slightly higher than before. It feels like progress. It feels responsible. But then something strange starts happening. The same grocery trip that used to cost $60 now costs closer to $90. Gas costs more. Rent goes up. Even everyday things like coffee or eating out feel more expensive than they used to. And suddenly a question appears. If I'm saving more money, why does it feel like life keeps getting more expensive? The answer is something many people don't realize until much later in life. Your money might be growing in numbers, but that doesn't mean it's growing in real value. In fact, it may actually be shrinking, and there's a simple way to see this clearly. It's called the Rule of 72. Why saving alone doesn't build wealth. Saving money is important. It creates security. It builds discipline. It helps during emergencies. But saving alone doesn't always grow wealth. That's because most savings accounts earn very little interest, often around 1% per year. First, this seems fine. Your balance still increases. But when you apply the Rule of 72, something surprising appears. The Rule of 72 is simple. Divide 72 by your annual interest rate. The answer tells you how many years it takes for your money to double. So if your savings account earns 1%, the math looks like this. 72 divided by 1 is equal to 72 years. That means your money would take 72 years to double. That's nearly an entire lifetime. And that calculation assumes prices never rise. But in the real world, prices almost always increase. The quiet force that shrinks your money. The reason prices rise over time is something called inflation. Inflation means that the cost of goods and services gradually increases. As prices rise, the purchasing power of money falls. In simple terms, the same amount of money buys fewer things than it used to. Think about it. Groceries cost more than they did 10 years ago. Homes cost dramatically more. College tuition has risen. Healthcare expenses have climbed. These changes happen slowly, which is why many people don't notice the long-term impact. But over decades, the difference becomes huge. Now imagine this situation. Your savings account earns 1% interest, but inflation averages 4% per year. That means your purchasing power is actually shrinking by about 3% annually. Your balance grows, but what that money can actually buy becomes smaller each year. It's like walking up a downward-moving escalator. You're moving forward, but the system itself is slowly pulling you back. Why time changes everything. This is where compounding enters the picture. Compounding means your money earns returns, and those returns begin earning returns of their own. First, the growth seems slow, but over time it accelerates. The earlier you start, the more powerful this process becomes. Imagine two people investing. One starts investing $250 per month at age 24. The other starts investing $450 per month at age 34. The second person invests more money each month, but they start 10 years later. Even though they contribute more, the person who started earlier often ends up with significantly more wealth. Why? Because they had more time for compounding. Those extra years allowed their investments to grow and multiply. Compounding rewards time more than almost anything else. Where your money can grow. Different financial assets grow at different speeds. Savings accounts provide safety but very slow growth. Bonds usually offer moderate returns. Stocks have historically delivered stronger long-term growth. Real estate can grow through both property appreciation and rental income. Higher-risk assets can sometimes grow quickly, but they also carry greater uncertainty. Because of this, many experienced investors use diversification. They combine different types of assets to balance growth and stability. Some investments protect capital. Others help it grow. Together, they create a more resilient financial strategy. The real goal: beating inflation. When people talk about investment performance, they usually mention nominal returns. But the number that really matters is real return. Real return is your investment growth after inflation. For example, if your investments grow 7% per year, but inflation averages 3%, your real return is about 4%. That difference dramatically changes how fast wealth grows. At 7%, money doubles in about 10 years. At a real return of 4%, it doubles in about 18 years. Inflation, taxes, and fees all quietly slow down compounding. That's why smart investors focus on long-term strategies that consistently grow faster than inflation. A simple financial check. You can quickly evaluate your financial progress using a simple exercise. List your main financial accounts, savings, investments, retirement funds. Then estimate the expected return for each one. Use the rule of 72 to estimate how long it takes that money to double. Finally, consider inflation. Subtract inflation from your return to estimate your real growth rate. This simple calculation can reveal whether your money is truly moving forward or quietly standing still. The real secret to long-term wealth. Building wealth rarely happens through dramatic financial moves. Instead, it comes from three simple forces working together: time, consistency, and direction. Time allows compounding to accelerate. Consistency keeps investments growing through market ups and downs. Direction ensures your money is placed in assets capable of outpacing inflation. When these three things align, wealth begins to grow quietly in the background. Final thought. Before you leave this video, try something simple. Take the return you expect from your investments. Divide 72 by that number. That result shows how many years it takes your money to double. Then ask yourself, is that speed fast enough for the life I want to build? If not, it may be time to rethink your financial strategy. Not by chasing risky investments, but by building a system that allows time, compounding, and growth to work together. Because in the end, the most powerful resource in investing isn't money. It's time. And the earlier you use it wisely, the more powerful it becomes.